Yolo is probably the most popular teen television show of this decade. It was everywhere. When it came out first, I was in school and I remember I couldn't go a day without walking past somebody who was watching Yolo on their laptop or on their phone. That's how crazy it was. It became a pop culture sensation, much like its predecessor Things We Do for Love. Now if you've watched Yolo, you already know it's a continuation of the classic show Things We Do for Love, with Annan played by Jacki Appiah and Peasah played by Adjetey Annan being the parents of their accidental son, Cyril. So the main aim of both shows was sex education. Using entertainment as a means to educate the teens and the youth on sex and HIV, all the social studies things. Adjetey Annan recently posted a throwback on his Instagram where they were singing some sex awareness song by Shashamali and
come on.
It's funny to hear Peasah singing "You Can Wait Until Marriage" and it's also like the bad boy in the whole thing. But yeah, they do things like that, slipping the lessons into the drama and trying to teach the youth, that kind of thing. And then at the end of every episode, they have questions that people are supposed to discuss. Like this one.
How much of their sex lives are today's young ones willing to reveal to their parents?
Wait, what do you mean how much? Because according to African and Ghanaian sexual values, you are not supposed to have a sexual life until the day you get married. So there's nothing to discuss. As far as your parents are concerned, you should not and you do not have one. How many sexual partners do I have? It depends on who is asking. If it's my mom, then the number is a hard -5 partners. But if it's my friends or people I'm very close to like you guys, then I'll feel comfortable enough to open up and let you know that I have 0 sexual partners because heaven is the goal. I'm setting my mind on things above and not on things below. Hallelujah. I do like some of the things below, if you know what I mean, but right now my mind is in the skies, okay? I'm going to heaven. I'm not even risking my... And so in this video, let's talk about Yolo and that method of sex education. Is it good? Is it bad? Does it even work? If it works, why? If it doesn't work, why?
So you were serious? See, like an STD boy.
Now I didn't really watch Yolo that much when it first came out. I watched a little bit of it because everybody was watching it and so sometimes I'll catch an episode randomly here and there. But because I was going to make this video, I decided to watch the entire thing. And so I turned it on and then I woke up the next morning. And I'm like, yo, what happened? I didn't know what happened. So I turned it on again. And then I woke up the next morning again. And then I realized that I cannot sit through the entire thing. The good thing is that I found a cure to my sleep problems. I'm not saying that Yolo is bad or is boring. I'm just not the target audience anymore. If you want to come for me because I just said that, feel free. The comment is your playground. I did manage to watch it. Not the whole thing because it's 5 seasons and I cannot sit through 5 seasons. I'm sorry. It does start a little bit slow, but if you're able to get through the first few episodes, the rest of it is very, very interesting. I mean, it's what you expect from a teenage TV show. The writing is generally good.
I want you to tap your backside and let it jiggle to vibrate my phone. See that thing?
I do not know who wrote that line. I'm very sure it was improvised by the actor. But lines like that run throughout the show. I mean, to be fair, guys say cringe lines like that to their girls all the time, so it's very accurate. The acting is also very cool. Sometimes it's cringe, but it's a teenage show. These guys are new.
Go back me.
We are sorry, guys. I'll make sure I bring them over to apologize.
I don't really know much about acting, so I don't have the technical terms to critique their acting beyond the normal. Wow, that was incredible. Truly incredible. Or see what they are doing. The acting stuff is not nice. Like it's not really, like it's not yeah, that kind of thing. That's how I judge actors because I don't really know much. And another thing too is that like they are teenagers but they never go to school and they have a lot of free time to be doing all those things. Maybe they are on vacation. I don't know what's going on over there in the story, but let's just say they were on vacation. Yolo also helped launch a lot of acting careers for some of these young people. Fela McCarthy is probably one of the ones who shined the most. I mean, you just cannot deny her amazing transformation from bread seller in Yolo to right now from being a bread seller in Yolo to now having her own business, her own show and her own husband. I mean, that's truly amazing. Now some of them are also doing skits, like this guy Jogba in Yolo. He's doing skits now. Are the skits good? I mean,
I'm done with you. Hey, you know, break it up. Obey me soon, but men produce the sound.
I mean, not everybody should be making skits, Some people shouldn't be making them. And I'm not talking about anybody in particular.
I just drop her off. I'm coming straight to your place.
I mean, I tried making skits before, and I have to admit, I wasn't very good at it because
you are just a cheap cheat. So all this while you've been cheating on me.
It looks easy, it might look nice in your head, but it probably won't come out the way you think it should.
I wasn't cheating.
Explain!
The fact that you can act in one domain does not mean that you'll be good at it in another domain.
Are you going to explain?
No, I'm not ready to explain.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Can you see what I'm saying? You can't see it? Okay, let's move on.
I'm done with you.
So now the question on everybody's mind is, where am I? Why are there female clothes behind me? That's a question for another day. But then the real question is, does that kind of sex education work? Well, it kind of does. At least it creates some form of awareness. You know, people learn things, people learn about HIV, they get to know about using condoms, all that kind of stuff. But the main thing is, when you watch Yolo or any kind of sex education content from Ghana, there's always a leaning towards abstinence. They always lean towards, you know, being responsible, don't have casual sex, don't do anything. They do teach about using condoms and using protection and stuff like that. But the overall vibe is you have to, you know, be, you know, chaste and do all these kind of things, right? Be clean. So now you have a show like Yolo that is supposed to teach children, most of the time teenagers, about sex. Now the thing about using entertainment like movies or music to teach children is that the children tend to fall in love with the characters. They fall in love with the characters of the movie. They fall in love with the musicians singing the song. And children mostly cannot differentiate between the character on the screen and the person in real life. I mean, it's not even just children. Some of you are 35 years old and you still fall in love with characters like their real life. Some of you are chasing them on social media and crushing on people. And so now these children are engrossed in the real lives of these celebrities. They're following them on social media, chasing them everywhere, reading news articles about them, looking at their real life. And so if the real life of the celebrities on camera do not reflect the lessons that he taught them in the movie, the education kind of falls flat on his face. Because you are seeing this person telling you that you shouldn't do this and you should use a condom and stuff like that. Then later you go on social media and you see them doing all kinds of things. So now I'm not going to make any judgments. You make the judgments yourself. Do you think the celebrities on Yolo are living the kind of life that will be exemplary to the children as far as sex is concerned? Once again, I'm not going to answer that question. Answer that in the comments below. And so now compare a show like Yolo to the Netflix series Sex Education. Now here's why Sex Education might work better. You see, Sex Education is a very explicit show, and the characters are not very conservative. They're not trying to let you be a good boy or anything like that. The characters are living it up, like they're doing the worst things that you can think about in the context of Ghanaian or African morality. So now a 14-year-old boy watches Sex Education, he sees the characters doing all these things. And I mean, listen, if you haven't seen Sex Education, you should watch it, okay? It's crazy. And so he falls in love with these characters, goes to check them out in real life, and look, they are living the same life, as far as we know, as they are living on Sex Education. So tell me, which one of those is more effective? The one where the characters are living a completely different life from what they live on the screen, or the one where the character's life is consistent with what they portray on the screen? I'm not saying the characters on Yolo necessarily live a different life on screen and a different life in real life. How many times did I say life? I'm just saying that a lot of the behavior they portray on Yolo is meant to be bad, and then a lot of the things they do on real life is kind of equivalent to the bad behavior on Yolo.
Let's go for your mommy shop. What's up? Put your move on. She's fine. Hey.
And you have to remember, this has nothing to do with morality or which one is good, which one works better is what I'm saying. You might say Sex Education's method is bad because Sex Education is very inclusive of all kinds of sexual behaviors. I mean all. Even some of the behaviors that the government is trying to make criminal in this country very soon. Also, there's another major problem. In shows like Yolo or Things We Do for Love, the bad boys and girls are more entertaining than the good people. The bad people are written better than the good people. A lot of the time, the good boys and girls in these shows are written to be boring. They don't do anything. They don't go anywhere. They are these boring people. The bad people are written to have a lot of character. I mean, listen, in Things We Do for Love, Pusha pretty much carried the show from beginning to end. He was the one lots of kids were imitating when I was a kid. Lots of people were imitating Pusha more than anybody else. And because Pusha carried Things We Do for Love, they had to put a Pusha character in all the new seasons, right? Drogba is the Pusha of this one, and Odenchem is the Pusha of the newest ones. And so tell me, if you're trying to advise children, which characters do you think the children are going to gravitate towards? Now we already know what the children will do when they fall in love with the characters. And so now that the bad people are more entertaining, which one do you think the children will gravitate towards, and which lessons do you think they will learn from that? And so if you want to make it work, you have to make the main characters exciting. The good boys have to be exciting. They can't be timid and these slow ass boys and girls going to church and doing all these things anymore. I'm not saying going to church is bad, but in a TV show it's kind of boring. Or at least make the church scenes, you know, more dramatic or something. Make the main characters attractive and you will get the kids to learn more than what is going on now. Even in like church plays and school plays, the good boy is always like, he's always reading a book, he doesn't know anything, he can't talk to girls, all that shit.
I'm done with you.
I still won't ask you to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will ask you to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm right. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. If you have a different perspective to this issue, let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about it. What do you think is the problem with sex education? Do you think entertainment, sex education is good? Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you soon in another video.